Hello, hello, good evening, and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. How are you today on a different day than my usual Sunday night? Because it's the Memorial Day weekend and people have plans, including me. I hope you're doing okay. Today is Thursday, the 22nd, and I'm coming to you live from New York. My name is Candy Rodo, and today we are gonna do some alternative cards. Okay. Oh, sorry. Alternative cards with the beautiful Mountain Majesties May 2025 paper pumpkin. So these are the cards that were in the design. This time I only created one and I changed it just a tiny bit because I wanted to have enough elements to play for my alternatives. And I hope you like them. The sentiments that came are all very nice, very Father's Day, happy Father's Day, you're the greatest, best dad ever, I love you, to a wonderful man, and you mean the world to me, and happy birthday. And then we have these little birds, and those are the ones I've used the most. And the happy birthday, because you know me, happy birthday, always. The most used cards that I have in my stash. Anyway, so the one that I created that it's I changed a little bit is this one. This is one of the designs I followed. I wanted to understand exactly how to use, there's vellum, as you can see here, and there's regular printed paper, pre-cut for us. So this is regular paper vellum, and this is the card base. Okay. And then this is stamped with the stamps of the birds. There's two different ones, the little ones and the larger bank of birds. And then what I did is I added a lot of, and I don't know if it's shown here, a lot of Wink of Stella and three holographic dots, I think they're called. I was gonna check, but that's okay. You can trust me. One of them, like I wanted a little bit more bling to this. Uh, anyway, so that's the result. And then for the other ones, I did all fanfuls except for this one. This one is almost like one of the designs, but I embossed some of the elements here, and I'll show you in a second. And then this one is a very easy Z-fold, just to show the both sides of the card, because it's such a pity that it's in the back, right? And then I have put the birds on the back so we can write the message. Then we have this one. This one it's like a little booklet kind of. So you have the vellum here and the message. This comes from the coordinating dies of this trimester. They're Hugs a Bloom dies. So I use this label here. And then you can use whichever element here you want. If it's a tree, it would look better. This is from Beautiful Trees. It's a dies that I have retired a few years ago. But anyway, we have many tree dies that would work well. And then, well, just the birds, as I said. This we already explained. And this, I think, is my favorite card. I did a similar one with a couple of years ago, I think. The designer series paper that also featured mountains and like that. I added the moon here, and that's just a circle. So whichever circle you want to use, we have many dies and punches, so anything. I use a label from Unbounded Love, and these are some of the layers that come here, but then you open the card like this. So it's a little bit of a fanful. Anyway, so let me get started. And this will be quick, I hope. So let's start with the Z-fold. We're gonna do them in the order that I created them. So for the seafold, we have just the card base, right? And we're gonna get our bone folder, crease it really well. That's the key. That's the key. That's for later. And then we're gonna fold. Oh, we're gonna fold it like this. Sorry, inside out. I'm like, there's something wrong here. Then we're gonna bring the corners together. We could do that with our trimmer as well, but this way you'll make sure that the corners all match. And then when we have it in place, then we crease it. And voila, that's your car. It will open like this. And then what I did is I got one of the frames from Gallery Blooms. You can use any other frame, and if you don't have a frame, you can create a frame. This happens to be, let's see how big it is. But if you do a 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 rectangle, and then you mark a 1/2 inch in, and you take the rectangle out, you can get the same effect. The only thing is that this is a little bit more fine and refined because it has the corners here, like as if it was like a framing mat and photo mat or something. And I like this one. I call this my Nat Geo kind of effect. You know how Nat Geo has the frame that they put in different folder. Like, of course, their frame is yellow. Mine is Misty Moonlight, which happens to be one of the colors of the suite. And let's check that I'm doing it the right way. Where is my original card? Yeah, here. We're gonna need these trees here, so I'm gonna grab them. This is one of the elements. And then we're gonna put them right here. This is gonna be a fast car, you'll see. We're gonna put them right here, and I'm not even gonna bother with liquid glue today. May live to regret it, but we're gonna put just a strip of, maybe I'm already regretting it. Make sure that there's no adhesive on this side, especially, because on the other side, I mean, because you don't want it to get stuck, right? So, and I'm gonna put this on dimensionals, but we're gonna add here our sentiment, and this sentiment came pre-printed. I just gave it a little bit of a frame around it to pop it up a little bit more. Let me see in the box. Here we are. And it says, thank you for being the person you are. If you don't like this sentiment, you can put whichever sentiment there in, and if you can hit emboss it in white, it would be very nice. But I like this sentiment. It's a good sentiment. All right. Our sentiment will go above this. So I'm just gonna pop it. Well, not pop it, glue it. And I should have make sure that I'm gluing the right side, right? So this and this side, because we don't want any glue in this side here. Because we're gonna put it at an angle. Okay, we can do it right properly here. All right. So now all we have to do is put the frame here. Actually, before that, we're gonna stamp our back, because you could put actually a strip of white, but I don't want to cover this. You can put the strip of white here or here to write your sentiment, but I didn't want to cover it because the paper is so pretty. I wanted you to, I wanted the receiver to just be able to put that like that and show the whole thing without showing my message. So we're gonna stamp the birds, and we're gonna stamp them in Misty Moonlight. I'm gonna open it so we get a, and I should use my mat because this is photopolymer. So I'm just gonna put these birds here and the little birds, like a little coming from there. All right. You could have put them on the bottom like I did in the other one card, my original card, I think. But I did a little bit different. All right. So now all we have to do is pop this with dimensionals. And we want to put our dimensionals here. And I also want to, because this is very tall and there's only glue here on the bottom, I'm going to put a dimensional here as well because I can attach it to this side. I'm going to make sure that it's all straight. But let's put the dimensionals in the half. And I'm just going to actually grab that corner there. And a little mini dimensional up there for the tree. I could put one here too, actually. Why not? Only on this side, remember? All right, I think that will do it. I learned the trick. I think I told you how to know without doing this like I always do, what to do for your dimensional so you know that they have the backs. And what you have to do is just like put lines like this or color it with a highlighter, let it dry. And then you'll always see if there has the line, it has the paper. If it doesn't have the line, is the adhesive already exposed. It's a good trick, isn't it? I have to use it, but I don't mind too much. So I'm going to center it, and it doesn't go all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom. It just gets centered like that. And that's it. Okay? Easy. And if you wanted to put some bling in it, we could. Actually, I had. Very nice. No, I don't know if I like this. I'm going to leave it without it for now. I had some Misty Moonlight that it may worked well, but for now, we're going to leave it as is. All right. So moving on to card number 2, because we have 4 cards to go. So this one, I'm not going to show you how to make it because you can follow the instructions. And I think, okay. And all I did was adding, as I said, the glitter Wing of Stella, a little ribbon here with Lost Lagoon. This is the silky ribbon. It's called actually Lost Lagoon Soft Cording. And that's it. So, you know, not worth my spending too much time on that. So let's do this one. This one is pretty easy. And every time I create alternatives, I get the instruction pamphlet and turn it around, and here you have the colors that it uses, like basic black, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and Petal Pink. So I go to my stash of cards, cardstock, and I select the cards of the colors that are featured there to see if I get inspiration from them, and I usually do. And because then they all coordinate, which I also like. So another one of the elements that oops, oh, here it is, that was in the add-on dies was these hugs here. And I thought this would make a really nice sympathy card. So I grabbed 2 of the layers that they already have. They came with, like this. And I just embossed it. I actually adjusted to, I think it's 4. Let's see. Yeah, it's 4 inches. Just because I wanted to frame it. And I did the same one to this other piece. And I embossed it with 2 different embossing folders. This one was the waves, which I love for this. Doesn't it look nice? And this one is the one that we got for celebration that was Starburst. Okay, to me, it looks like flowers, even though they have a star, but that's why I did it like flowers and kind of like the subways of the countryside. And then this card base I cut in half because, why waste it? This was the total thing. And you can cut this inside, and you can do the same card with this one. It wouldn't have the sun, but you can add the sun with a circle if you want it, or you can use it for something else. Okay, so this one is very easy, and then I matted it with black and the pecan pie, right? So let's go for it. All right, so we're gonna just frame it. The frame is just 1/8 of an inch, so it has a 1/16 of an inch on all the sides. Hey Susan, how are you? I'm glad you like this kit. Yes, it's very nice. I like outdoorsy kits because sometimes you need something that is not so feminine. I mean, not that outdoors is not feminine, but you know what I mean, right? And it's not only good for men. I like it for women. There's a lot of women who like the outdoors and soft landscapes and such. So if you miss the first card, I'll do the recap later, Susan. All right. Oh, I should have actually stamped the birds. Hopefully I won't mess up. And this time I stamped the birds in Secret Sea, just because I wanted something a little darker to go with the black here. And Secret Sea is almost black, but it's a blue black, and it has the blue and the black here. So I think it works well. So let me do that. And I wanted them a little bit on the sun, but flying away. Okay. And I think in the inside, since I did the same, so I'm just gonna stamp them again on my inside card. There. We got the stamping out of the way for now. And we continue with the layers, and it's very easy because it's just a matter of putting the layers propped up the dimensionals, and that's it, to get a little bit of 3D effect on or rolling heels here. This is my inside. I'm gonna put this for something else. All right. And as I said, let's close the ink. Dimensionals. I love how easy I find. Like I always have trouble finding my see, I should have used a marker that didn't run. Okay, I'm trying to grab the ones that don't have the marker. But anyway, I never find my embellishments when I want them because I have them all here. And I used to have my dimensionals also next to my embellishments, like this, one next to the other. But since I created this little folder following Angie Judas instruction, chicken scratch, I find them all the time now. They're so easy to find. Very handy, and then I can put all my dimensionals together, see? And then I just, I know where they are. And when I finish this, I replenish them, and that's it. Always ready. I have a video showing how to make them. So if you go in my YouTube history, you'll find it. All right. I mean, this is nice enough like this, right? I love this layer of the rolling hills with the waves embossing folder. And then 3D embossing folder. And then we need more dimensionals. I'm going to try to use these and not get dirty. All right. The thing is that they say a highlighter works better, or a permanent marker, so you don't mess up. Like I am doing. And then we're going to grab this one over here, and I'm going to put one in the middle so it doesn't sink in the center. Also, because with the embossing, sometimes the adhesive doesn't work because it has the nooks and crannies, doesn't have so much area to adhere to. So it's always good to have a little extra. All right. And then for our sentiment there, we're going, I should have cleaned this, but we're going to ignore it. See how I clean it at least. I just roll the glue like that really, really quickly when it's dry. And look how easy it just peels off. That's the beauty of the silicone mat. I love it. Very handy. Then you just roll it over the other parts and you have a cleaner area. That's clean enough for me. Now we're going to put new glue. Not too much because we're not going to need that much. And then, let's see if I find my tweezers. You don't need them. You can do it with the hand. Actually, I did it with the hand. I put too much glue and I didn't want the glue on the top. But anyway, I put more glue on the middle and then grab from here and just go like this. Take the excess because this is very, very light. You don't need almost any glue. And then we're going to tack the G behind the rolling heel. And I don't know why this one didn't tack so much. Should have put it farther down. But anyway, we're going to leave it at that. I don't want to lift it up now because it will have the glue. This will be transparent when it dries, so it's fine. All right, so that's my card number 2. I don't know what I did wrong. I think I just didn't tuck it far enough, but it's okay. It looks nice still. You see more of the hugs. All right, moving on to card number 3. We are going to do this one. And I'm going to take the glue out of here just to avoid any accidents. So for this one, this is what I was telling you more or less to do if you don't have the frame from Gallery Bloom's dies. This is something you could use instead. You could do instead, which is cutting the window here in rectangular shape. Let's see if Candy does it properly. So we're gonna take, this is a card base of 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4 1/4, but we want the window. And the window is gonna be a 1/2 centimeter. You've seen me doing this other times. So you have to put this at a 1/2 centimeter. Here, is it a 1/2 centimeter? I think it is. Yes. And this line here Can you see it? This line here that divides the inches and the centimeters, it's a hand centimeter. So if you line your blade right there, and I'm gonna try to do it looking from the side, which is not the greatest way, but anyway, then we're gonna go all the way till the 5 because, and you have the measurements here because this is 5.5. So we want to halfway in, and then we're gonna lift carefully. We're gonna put it this way, and we're gonna align this crease with the halfway inch there, and then we're gonna, is it aligned? Yes. We're gonna making sure that it didn't move. If not, you'll have to actually put it back on the 5. I'm gonna go there till then we get to the half here, and we're gonna lift, and then we're gonna do the same for the top and the bottom. So do the other cut, and you'll feel it if you go very slowly. And again, turn it around and do it on the other side. Put it in the half mark. And I felt it. All right, see? And we get, and if it's not perfect, you can always use your snips to cut the piece, but there we go. Then we have the little frame. And you save this for something else. So we're gonna crease it really well. Better to crease it now than when you have all the layers. And then we're gonna flatten the edge because we had to get it, turn it around, and you may have the edge of the blade showing, lifting it up a little bit. So now we have our frame, right? So that was the hard part, and it wasn't that hard, right? All right, so let's go then for the inside. And for the inside, we need to create the booklet side. Oh, and I didn't cut it up and measure. Look at that. This should be 4 by 4.25. Sorry, 4.5. Okay, 4 by 4.5. So this is 4.5 width. So I have to cut it for. What did I have to cut? Sorry, it's not 4. It's 5.25. That's what I meant. Sorry, 5.25 tall by 4.5 wide. This is a little scrap that we're leaving here with my other scraps. And then we are going to put in the halfway, like the half inch, take the blade away and use the score. Cannot lift it. There we go. Because this will be where we attach our top layer here, which is this. See? All right. So we crease it really well. Everything the best, as creased as you can. Sorry. And this will go here. We can actually put it right there. Now, before we actually attach the other stuff, we could do that. And let's stamp it first in case we mess up. I'm going to stamp it also in Secret C. Oh, look what happened here. Let me clean that up to avoid accidents. All right. So now we have to put glue here. And then one of these other layers of the base card, let me show you what it is. If I have an extra one, yes. I cut this in half and I use the back layer, or is it the front? No, the back layer, because see, it doesn't have the sun here. It's the back layer, but it doesn't matter. You can use either way. And I pass it through the Waves 3D embossing folder. I love how this looks. I really, really, really do. So then we're going to put it right here. But before we're going to decorate it with the tree, because I think it's going to be easier to do the tree first. If you don't have this tree, you can use any other tree. You can use like a shrub. You can actually stamp a tree if you have a stamp, and before you emboss it, and that's it, the point, right? And then let me grab, see the if this isn't dry, I can just pass my little tree branches over my, there you go. I don't want too much, just a little bit. Take the excess off. And then we're gonna put the tree right there where we want it. Oh, it covered, I didn't realize it covered the birds there. I put the birds too low, but that's okay. I think we need a little bit of glue in there. And once it's down, you can always grab a little bit more extra glue from my silicone mat still, just with a strip of paper, and just put the strip of paper underneath and get the little glue that you needed. Okay? All right. If you wanted to get more birds, you can put more birds in there. But anyway, this is how mine are gonna be. They're passing by behind the tree. That's fine too. They have the right. And now this is gonna go in here. Right? So we need quite a bit of, I mean, without exaggerating, but be generous with the glue without putting it all over the place. But because this is 3D embossed, it may need a little bit more than you usually would put for regular cardstock. So then we're gonna align it like so. And we have that so far. Now we need a piece of vellum here, and that also came in the set, the kit. And then we're gonna have to adjust the width. So we're gonna cut. I'm just gonna do it with my scissors, with my snips. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw it that much. Like a quarter of an inch. This is small enough that I dared to do it by hand. All right, so what I did, if I'm not mistaken, is that I put the glue around the frame rather than in the vellum, not to make a mess of things, right? So just a little bit here, just a little bit here, just a little bit here. And this vellum has two sides. So there's a side that is whitish. You want the side with all the color in it. There you go. See, and now the finishing touch is our message. And I cut this message with the label from the Hexa Bloom die, that is the coordinating dies for these paper pumpkins. And what I did is that I use another one of the pieces that came here. Let me see if I still have a piece. Yes. To show. No, No, I don't have a piece. That's weird. Maybe I used them all. Maybe I did. Anyway, what's one of these pieces that create the mountain? Look, it was like I'll show you what I had left over. So see, I cut it from the ear, so it has a little bit of texture. It's not only Lost Lagoon, it has a little bit of texture of the watercolor like in the hills here. So then we're gonna put it right there. And we're gonna put our message. And I chose happy birthday. Again, you can use your Misty Moonlight if you don't have Secret Sea, but I like the fact that it's a little darker Secret Sea. So it'll be more seen. And because it's photopolymer, I should have used my mat, but it worked. So we're gonna be happy about it. And this time I'm just gonna glue also the side here. If you put it farther down, you don't see the, well, you don't want, I mean, I put my birds are very down. But then when you open it, then you reveal the complete tree and the birds. That was a point. But I think I had to stamp the birds first before I pass it through the embossing folder, and I miscalculated a little bit where I really, really wanted them. But it's okay. They still work. And I'm gonna put again the glue on my frame. And I can put more glue if I need to. But I think that should be enough. All right. And then just to complete the look, I wanted to use some of these Lost Lagoon shades of green hexagon, because this is green and we have shades. So perfect. I didn't realize this. You can see this from my folder there. Oh, well. Let's see if this is better. Doesn't make much of a difference, right? Hopefully. All right, so let's finish these with the hexagons. I'm gonna put a little here and a bigger one. I could use the darker ones too, but no. I'm just gonna do the same color. There. All right. So that's card number 3. They're all pretty easy, right? I think. Sometimes I complicate my life a little bit more. But this time you can accomplish really nice cards, nice looking cards, with not that much effort. Look at that. I made 3 cards in less than 45 minutes, which is unusual for me, as you follow me, right? Those who follow me know. And then we're moving on to the last card. And the last card I think is my favorite. It's this one. I like the colors. Even though I'm a green girl, I like green. But I think this is very pleasant. I like the spruces. I like the moon. I mean, I hope you like it too. All right, let's go here. So for this, we're using Misty Moonlight. This is one of the layers that came in the set. So I'm just gonna use it as is. I have my moon here. I die cut this one from the lettering circles that are retired, but you can use any other circle, and it doesn't have to be this side. It could be this size. It could be bigger too. Then we have this other piece of vellum that also came in the kit, and then we need a little piece of white that it's 4 by 3 1/4. Okay. So let's put this together. So first thing we need to do is to adhere this in here, and I think I put dimensionals, yes. This layer here, like that. Okay, so this is our vellum, and it's gonna go like this. but we're going to put it with dimensionals. So always have to be careful with the vellum that this got stuck here. That the dimensionals of whatever adhesive is not going to be seen because it would see through, of course. And so if you put it right here in the middle, you would see it here and it wouldn't look nice. So you have to put it always hidden. So I'm just going to put it here. And here. And I want to see how far up I'm going to go. And then maybe I'll put another one right there. Vellum is not very heavy, so it doesn't need that much adhesive either. So I'm just going to put one right there. All right. And just calculate where you want it. And right there, more or less. Further up. See if you like it. If you don't, you can still adjust. I want it a little higher. I don't want these two peaks to be the same. So I'm going to move it a little higher. There. Yes, I like that. Okay, now I'm happy. Now I'm going to mark here where I want to cut my paper, because if you see, I cut the paper right there. And it's not cut straight because I want whatever is seen behind this to have like a little bit of a rolling heel as well effects. So I can have to cut it like around there. So I'm just going to grab my snips and do a little cut behind the mountain. Okay, my snips I'm not cutting, or I'm not filling it. And there we go. Then I'm going to take this out and see where my snips went. And then I'm just going to cut it like this and then go a little bit wavy up. And I'm going to actually mark how up you want it, because you don't want it that up, like around so. So I'm just with my, you can mark it with a pencil. That would be the clever thing to do. So let's do it. Just like there. Can you see my pencil mark right there? Just a little bit, just, it's not straight, it's not super high, but just go around it. You can even go a little bit down from there if you want. This is not going to be seen. And then this top part, we're going to cut completely. If you are not sure of your pulse, you can use your trimmer. I want to make sure that my fold is out of there and that it's straight. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. Then you can flatten what's rest. And that's it. And you save this. It could be a layer for some other card if you want it. See? This doesn't have too much of a layer, but it's okay. If you see what I mean, when you put it behind it, you can see a little bit of the layer. Actually, I'm gonna make a little bit more of a, I'm gonna make a little bit more of a rolling heel here, because I want that effect. I don't want it to look straight. Just there. Let's see now if I like it better. I want the what you see here, and what you see here to look more like another layer of mountain. Okay. So now we have a better effect, and I like it. And now that I like it, we're gonna adhere it, and we're gonna adhere it with more dimensionals. Okay, this one has a little bit of the other one. Oh, Yeah, here I have to make sure that I'm not putting the adhesive here. I'm putting it underneath. Okay. Yeah, don't do what I did with this marker. I made up such a mess. It's supposed to be a permanent marker or a highlighter and let it dry, and I just didn't. And now the ink is all over my fingers. Get it to the corner. Make sure it's aligned. And there we go. So now that we have this, we are gonna grab our wing of Stella and we're gonna make a starry night, not super starry. So I'm just gonna mark where I want the thing. Why is it that here and here? Oh, just because that has to be moved down. Or cut. We can cut it actually. It'll be easier. There. Always check that, as I said. I didn't check it myself. And just put wing of Stella all over your background. You press, you see there's more coming there, right there. And I don't mind that there's extra. I like the extra glittery. I make my wings of Stella last and last because there's always glitter in there. And if you put a little bit of, you open the whole thing and you put a little bit of alcohol in it, it will still get more of the glitter and it keep going. So I like that. I'm gonna let it dry because now there's a lot. So if I put the moon now, it wouldn't adhere properly. What happened here? Oh, I think my first layer has less, so I'm just gonna go a layer down. It's probably because my first layer was dry already, but just so we don't see the difference there. Isn't it pretty? Right, while this dries, we're gonna just grab our piece of note. And I see that this one, I don't know how I put the layers, but you can see a little bit. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit lower because I cut this a little bit. Okay, I know why. There's always a reason. So I'm gonna adjust it. Let's do 3.5, I guess. I can always adjust it more. All because Candy wanted rolling heels. Basically, your car shouldn't go up from there. So I think that's fine now. If it's a little bit, it's not gonna be noticeable. So I'm gonna live with this. All right. All right. So, see, you cannot see it now. And we have, or not, area, or whatever you want to call it. And now, we're going to let this dry a little bit more. It's still a little wet. I had this, but I didn't cut more, did I? I didn't. This, what I like, I don't like, well, it's not that I don't like it. These are very plain. I mean, we can put these and just, but the happy birthday doesn't really fit in there. And in this one is too big. I think the happy birthday was meant to be for one of these moons that suns that they had in one of these that I already used. The one that had the moon here, but and you were supposed to stamp it directly on the sun or the moon, but I want something else, so I'm gonna do the other way around. This one has it in this color. You can do whatever label you want. I think that let's see if I can find the other ones. I can't. Well, anyway, this one would be too big. You don't want to lose all the detail that you have here. So I'm just going to go like this and put the happy birthday here, or maybe just do a regular happy birthday. Let's do a regular happy birthday on a smaller strip, which I don't have. It doesn't have to be the happy birthday that comes in the set, because that's actually a small happy birthday. I had these ones done with, this is cloud cover, but we can do, now I'm torn. I don't know what to do. Let's see if I have a little, here in my book of little tags, labels. But these are all too big. I don't want to cover these beautiful trees. So maybe something like that would have been good. Like at the round one. Let's see if I can find one that's already pre-cut, so I don't have to abandon you. This is of white. Yeah, no, too small, too big, just right. How about that? Let's see if I can make it fit. This one has the little flurry thing frame. We could do that, but I thought I had cut, but maybe I didn't. All right, let's try. Yeah, I think I can make it work. But I'm gonna do it in Misty Moonlight because this card is all Misty Moonlight. So, Misty Moonlight, and wish me luck. Yay. Perfect. And we used the stamp in the set. And then what we could do to make it stand up a little more is to put a little tiny sliver of, let's see, we could even do vellum. Mm-hmm. No. Well, no. A little bit longer. I'm gonna do a little bit of Lost Lagoon. Like a little tiny strip. Let's see if it works, and if we don't like it, we don't have to use it. So I'm just gonna cut like a quarter of an inch. And then we're gonna do a size like this. In the same angle. Cut like that. And put it right there. Just for a little flurry there. This was totally improvised, as you could see. All right. Should have done it a little longer, but that's okay. Okay, maybe that's the way to go. Put it right there. And just go down. There. All right. And then we're just going to prop it up to dimensional. And we're done. Well, no, we're not done. We need the moon. I'm trying to avoid to touching the lines now. Oh, what a bad idea, Candy. Oh, wow. It's a good idea if you do it properly. But I didn't. I like it a lot. I think I like it very much. And now this should be dry enough for the moon. And I like it like this. And then I liked in mine to put the birds. And that's up to you if you want to put the birds or not. And I'm going to stamp the birds in Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to stamp the birds first. That's it. Perfect. And this has a little bit of the ET with the bicycle in front of the moon, but with the birds in front of the moon. Like that. And I don't mind that you can see through the moon there. So I'm happy. That's what I wanted. So more or less. We're going to put glue here. And then I'm going to close it and just going to slide it where I want it. Like around there. All right. So that's my last card. If you want to put embellishments, go ahead. I think with the Wink of Stella, this is enough. So these are my 4 cards, my 4 alternatives created very, very quickly. I just got the set on Tuesday night, so I just worked on them yesterday, a little bit after work. Late, because we, busy days these days. So this is number 1 or number 2, whatever. We want to number them. That's 1. We have the 3, and then we have the seafoam, and then we have the rolling hills. All right. I hope you like them. I hope this inspires you. Hi, Granny. I didn't see you. Sorry. Thank you so much for liking my cards. I'm sorry. I have a little bit of trouble when I'm on looking at the YouTube video comments because they're on my phone and they're on a slant and, very small. What I have in front of me in the computer is the Facebook. So, but anyway, I'll try to answer all the questions if you have any. And I appreciate the liking the cards. Anyway, as I said, have fun with this set. It's beautiful, as you could see, and there's a lot more. I still have so many more materials to work with. I just, had to get ready for today because I'm gonna be away. And so this Sunday, there's not gonna be a live because it's Memorial Day weekend. And the next Sunday, I'm still gonna be away, so I'm gonna post it. So I'll see you all on the, what day is it? I think it's the 7th of June when I come back, or 7th or 8th, whatever the Sunday is. All right. Actually, let me check it because I have the calendar right here. It's the 8th of June. Okay. So enjoy your long weekend. Rest, barbecue, do what you have to do, and have fun. And I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Bye. Thank you.